All right, Micron family, how you doing? So, hey, real quick, if you are into AI memory stocks, Micron, SanDisk, SK Hynix, all that kind of stuff, Samsung, then please consider subscribing to the channel because I'm building this channel around that. I am covering Micron every single day, AI memory sector. I will cover additional sectors outside like chip semiconductor with really two goals: to keep you updated and keep you informed so that you can make more money in this crazy stock market that we are in. So please hit that like and hit that subscribe button. Okay. So here's what I've got for you. There is a major catalyst that is literally only about 8 hours away. It's going to happen around 7 to 8 p.m. tonight. You need to know this. This will impact your Micron stock and any other AI memory stocks that you may have, ETFs, what have you. Okay, so right now Micron is trading up about 4%, and it is a major earning announcement from another company in the space that we are going to be looking at, that we are going to get tonight around 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's New York time. And it is Samsung's earnings. Now, you may not own Samsung because it's over in the, it's over in South Korea. But look, we're going to talk about it because if Samsung misses any part of their earnings announcement, it is going to impact your Micron. It's going to drag it down. It is going to impact any ETF that you may be in, memory ETF, what have you. Okay. So you need to know that this is coming. And there's one major component that everybody's a little worried about as it relates to Samsung and their earnings. And I'm going to tell you what it is. It is right here. It is the employee bonuses. The concern is that, yes, revenues are soaring, profits are good for Samsung, but higher operational costs are expected as Samsung recently agreed to allocate a significant portion, over 10.5% of semiconductor profits, to employee bonuses. So now everybody's a little worried about, okay, with this new employee bonus structure, where Samsung is giving a very large percent of semiconductor profits, is that going to impact the earnings report? And that is the concern. Okay. That's what everybody is going to be paying attention to. So we are expecting over 56 billion USD in the announcement. And so it's above 86 trillion. That's in South Korean's currency right there. Record profit. We are expecting them to beat. What you're seeing here is a bullish scenario, a neutral scenario, and a bearish scenario. Remember, tonight at 7 to 8 p.m. is when Samsung makes their announcement. It actually equates to the announcement coming out pre-market open on Tuesday, because South Korea is approximately 12 hours ahead of New York Standard Time, East Coast Standard Time. Okay. So continuing on, the bullish scenario is that, yes, HBM, high bandwidth memory, is going to exceed supply. We know this. HBM sold out through 26. HBM4 ramping with higher yields and more shipments to key GPU customers. Again, Samsung is dealing with the same manufacturing shortfall where demand is outpacing supply, similar to with SK Hynix, similar to with what we're seeing with Micron, right? Prices are going to continue to go up. We know this. This is all in the bullish scenario, and they're going to need to give us a fantastic outlook as far as guidance in the next up and coming quarter. Okay, that's it. So if that's everything that happens, if it comes in line, and remember, if we do not get a surprise on employee bonuses, which really, again, seems to be the only real key that everybody's concerned about, then we're good. Okay, but if Samsung misses anywhere, we are going to fall back to one of these neutral scenarios or bearish scenarios. Okay. So if profit comes in, maybe a little bit less, like in the 82 trillion to 86 trillion range, meets expectations, but it's not a beat where they're beating the number that's expected, that's going to be viewed as a neutral / pullback. We're going to see market move down probably 15 to 20%. Is what we will see across the board, okay, if not higher, because it's going to cast into the entire AI memory sector, Micron, SK, et cetera, the concern that, all that kind of stuff, right? The concern that, oh my God, the sky is falling, and that now we're not going to, Micron's going to have similar, even though Micron just blew away their numbers on their June 24th, their June 24th earnings, we're going to see dramatic fall off across the sector. and it's going to bleed over into semiconductor stocks like Intel, AMD, Nvidia. It'll be pervasive. It'll pull the entire sector down. That's why Samsung's earnings announcement is such a big deal. And again, it's going down tonight at between 7 and 8 p.m. Okay, so kind of, again, a neutral scenario. You can kind of pause if you want to read this. I'm not going to go into depth in every single one of them. That's going to have, it says impact neutral, but it's going to be dramatic. It will. Okay. Now, bearish scenario is if any of these scenarios come out, I don't see demand softening. It is simply not. Okay. I don't see prices falling. Samsung's not going to lower their prices. Micron's not going to lower their prices. SK Hynix not going to lower the prices. You know why? Because they don't have to. Because between those three companies, they control approximately 90% of the HBM market and various other different memory markets associated with all kind of AI memory and memory in general. Okay. So I don't see prices falling. Okay. I don't. They're not going to lower their prices. I don't see demand pulling back. They're not going to come out and say the demand's instantly gone away. It is simply not going to happen. I think that if they give any type of a cautious outlook number looking forward for the next quarter, that's going to, again, impact us. We saw a little glimpse of that when SK Hynix about 2 or 3 weeks ago made a comment on a call with the analysts, something about to the extent that they were looking at shifting production to kind of lower, lower / different types of memory. And that freaked everybody out. That one comment dropped SK 14+%, Micron 10+% instantly. Okay. Again, I don't see this, right? So investors are going to be watching for obviously operating profit, forward-looking guidance, HBM demand, and the outlook. They're going to be looking for any type of a DRAM and NAND pricing trends, all that kind of stuff. And any type of a comment around capital expenditures is going to be interesting as well, right? That's what is at the bottom here, the capital expenditures. So if we get any insight or different view into CapEx expenditures, i.e. if Samsung says something like they're seeing CapEx expenditures softening or slowing, that's going to be viewed as a negative. I'm not expecting that, guys. But again, I wanted to empower you with the information so that you knew this was out there, okay? So again, kind of looking at what we're seeing, employee bonuses could cloud earnings. That's the issue I see with this Samsung earnings announcement. It's the employee bonuses where Samsung, again, made the announcement that they're going to give 10.5% of their profits back to their employees, okay, in bonuses. That's a very large number, and we're going to be seeing and making sure that doesn't impact, again, the business from, earnings, beating / earnings, outlook, all that kind of stuff. Everybody's going to be focused on that. And then I think everybody's going to be focused on if they're giving any type of guidance to the demand softening or going back, and or CapEx expenditures from, the hyperscalers, the data infrastructure build out, all that kind of stuff. We're going to be looking at that. Now, to bring this back to Micron, this does impact your Micron, your Micron shares. It 100% does. Why? All these guys are linked. SK Hynix, Micron, Samsung, they're all linked together. Okay. So if we get any type of a negative variable across any of the variables that any type of a negative comment across any of the variables I've told you about, it's going to impact in overnight trading your Micron, in obviously most of you can't buy SK Hynix yet because it's not here in the States. It opens trading on Friday. That would be July 10th. Approximately, that's what we're looking at, opening on the NASDAQ. Okay. But after that, going forward, but it will impact SK Hynix on the South Korean KOSPI, exchange, right? It will. Okay. So you need to understand that's why, again, I'm trying to empower you with this information. If you haven't already done so, please hit that like, hit that subscribe. Please subscribe to the channel. That's really what I need you to do so that we can grow this community. I'm all about having a community here for you guys where you guys can be part of this and know what is going on as it relates to your AI memory stocks. But also, again, I will pull in information talking about other sectors, chips, semiconductors, all that kind of stuff. And my goal is to help you make even more money by expanding and giving you more, more insight into what's playing out and all that kind of stuff. Okay. So let me know your thoughts on this. I'm going to take off, go get some other videos ready for you guys, but we have less than 8 hours right now. And this is a major Micron catalyst, which is the Samsung earnings call. And we'll see how it plays out tonight. I will have a follow-up video for you later tonight, digesting, after I digest everything. And then after I get it for you, I'm going to bring a video out for you tonight to talk about what we saw and the impact of that, because we will see it in after hours trading. We 100% will. We'll see how it plays out. The impact of Samsung's earnings on Micron, and obviously anything